Welcome back to the Maxwell House Lodge, where today I'm going to be reviewing a pair of Nick's boots. Nick's Ranger boots, to be exact. I've had these for 2 years, a little over 2 years, and they are an excellent boot. They are super tough to break in. I don't wear them as much as I would like to, I guess because I have some boots that are broke in, like I have some White's Bounty Hunter boots, a couple pairs of those, and some other boots, and they're completely broke in. This is the toughest boot I've ever had to break in, and it's still not completely broke in, unfortunately. I just don't wear it enough, but it's broken enough to where it doesn't kill my feet as much as it did. But wow, this is a tough boot. 8-ounce leather, McKay stitching. I went with the mini lugs. Kind of wish I would have went with the thick lug sole, but when I do a resole, I guess eventually, which is going to take a while because these aren't even close to being needing to be broken. I mean, needing to be resoled. I came with the leather lacing, gusseted tongue all the way up to the top. What can I say? Nick's boots. This is a tough boot. I've worn it quite a bit. Not as much as I do because they're just so tough to break in. They are extremely hardcore boot to break in, and I have other boots that are broken, so sometimes I just don't want to go through that. I'm going, okay, well, I don't need to put myself through that today. I've got my other boots that are broken quite nicely, and some days I'll just go, okay, it's time to get tough and tough it out and put these boots on. I can't say enough about the build quality of this, though. Nick's did a hell of a job. They build a hell of a boot, and this is tough. It's tough leather, and it's their Ranger boot, brown. I did not do anything custom to this boot because it is just their Ranger boot. They have the Homesteader, which you can customize a little more. My advice on sizing on this boot. So I went with a recommendation from Baker's Boots to do 9E. I wear a 9.5E in my White's Bounty Hunter boots, and I was a little shocked to hear a 9. They said that the last is different on the Nick's boots, which I guess. They're a little snug on me. I wish I would have went 9.5. So if you wear a Bounty Hunter boot or a smoke jumper boot, because the Bounty Hunter, a White's Bounty Hunter boot is built on the smoke jumper last, I highly recommend the same exact size that you wear in that. However, on the width, I can wear a 9.5. I have two Bounty Hunter boots. One is a 9.5E and one's a 9.5D. The 9.5D fit me nice and snug, perfect, how I like it. The 9.5E is I have for being able to wear thicker socks and wool when it's really cold out. So typically these are a 9E. So what happened with these is when I put them on, I could have went with a double E in this particular boot because there's so much room in between when I go to lace them up. So I would have gone with a 9.5 double E probably if I was to go again. What happens right now is my toes are really close to the edge, which sometimes can be very uncomfortable. I went and had them blocked. What they call it is they soak the boot, they put a new last in there and they block it out and try to stretch it out a little bit, and that worked for a bit, but I think the leather just shrunk back up on me and they're uncomfortable. So more than likely, I think what's going to end up happening, and it's a bummer, is either one of two things. I'll either sell the boot on eBay or something of that nature, or I'll have them rebuilt and then go with the size that I should have had. Bakers should have recommended in the first place. But you win some, you lose some in the boot game. That's for sure. I have boots that I find to be perfect for me, and then other boots I wish I never bought. So this boot, yes, it's tough build, it's a beautiful boot. I wish I never bought it because, one, I don't wear it enough. Two, the sizing is just a little incorrect for me, and I feel like they just sit there and they go to use better on somebody else. Anyway, I'm not dogging Nick's at all, so I want to be very clear. Nick's makes a hell of a good boot. This boot is tough, toughest boot I've ever broke in, and I have had White's boots, and this is my first pair of Nick's, but I think Nick's are a little tougher to break in for sure. I don't know what else to say about it. It's got, you know, there's a lot of technical stuff. Like it's got a leather stacked heel. It's got, I have no leather, no arts. It's got a built-in arch support, and I have no insole. It's just a leather insole footbed, which you break your foot into and mold to this boot. This one has the double stitching for the welt, and mini lug sole by Vibram. It's their standard brown color, which I really like. Just a nice brown boot. Always looks nice with anything you want to put on, really. And I'd say that the heel on this compared to a smoke jumper last, it sets your foot up a little higher, which I feel like it puts a little more pressure on the front of your foot, because this boot is different. The heel on it or the arch support, not sure which, seems to push a little more pressure on this part of your foot, as opposed to feeling like it's evened out like on my Bounty Hunter, White's Bounty Hunter boots. It feels like the pressure's evenly distributed from my foot. This one just feels a little bit like it's got more pressure up front. Nothing that you can't live with, but I find my Whites to be a more comfortable boot. It's probably why I didn't take as much time as I did with my other boots to break in. This is a hell of a boot. I'm probably gonna do one or two things to sell them, or put them on the block at Baker's and have them take it up to White's and send them back to me at a different size, and hopefully they'll fit a little more comfortably. That's all I got to say about the Nick's Ranger boot. Like, subscribe, or comment below if you have any words to say about them. Again, I'm not dogging them. They just not the right fit maybe is for me, and I'd like them to have been a better fit. But yeah, what a great looking boot, huh? Tough as hell. I could wear them all day. It just hurts. It hurts. They hurt. Get ready for pain if you go with these boots. But once they break in, like I have other high-end boots, that your foot molds to them, and they're comfortable as could be. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like if you like the channel. Leave me some comments below. I'll be doing some more videos here soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.